Hey guys, welcome to this live episode of the Dope Black Chick podcast. And I just want to say welcome everybody. Yeah, this is a first. I'm doing this as, the first time ever for the Dope Black Chick podcast. Well, not the first time ever. We've done this before. But I am going live today, and hopefully, it'll be something that we continue to do with the Dope Black Chick podcast. Of course, for those who have followed the Dope Black Chick podcast, you know that you can always check us out on all streaming platforms, podcast platforms. And this is like episode 99. I cannot believe that I'm almost at 100 episodes, and when I say 100 episodes, I mean like 100 episodes. I believe this is 100 episodes total. I could be mistaken because this is like season 4. So, but yeah, I'm really excited, guys, because I have an amazing topic to share with you, and I'm really, really excited about that. So let me go ahead and kick off this episode so we can jump right into it. Y'all know how I do. I just run it, right? So my name is Kimberly Isis Thomas. I am the creator and editor-in-chief of IHearThatGirl.com, an empowerment lifestyle site for Black women. We are focused on, showing the truth, controlling the narrative, and showing the truth of Black womanhood. So make sure that you head over to IHearThatGirl.com. Anytime during your day, you can multitask. I believe that you can do it. Let's get into the topic, okay? Shall we? All right, so if you've been listening to the podcast, you know for a fact that I'm always talking about this morning routine that I have created for myself, right? Let me get this so I can sit back a little bit. So there's a morning routine that I have created for myself. And you guys can, if you comment, I can definitely see that. But all right. So having a morning routine is extremely important for me. I believe it's extremely important for so many people. If you run into me, you know that I am talking to you because I have told you, get yourself a morning routine. I tell everybody about my morning routine. And in the past few episodes, for sure, I have talked about the morning routine time and time again. I talk about how it has literally changed the trajectory of not only my day, but my life, the way that I'm living my life. So I want to share that with you guys. I want to tell you exactly everything that goes into creating this miracle morning is what we call it. And I'm going to tell you why we call it a miracle morning. But trust me, if you listen and you're willing, and you take this on, for just 7 days, it will change the way you do everything. So let's jump into it. It really sets the tone for your day. And I know most of you guys know that it's important to be intentional about anything in life. And wherever you put some intention, the rest of the day will follow. That's what it is about a miracle morning. So a few months back, in several previous episodes, I talk about the miracle morning. Okay. And it was a book that I picked up, and it's called The Miracle Morning. It's written by Hal Elrod. I don't know if you've ever read that before, but that's the name of the book. It's called The Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod. So I'm watching or listening to, because it was an audiobook. I was listening to like an excerpt of The Miracle Morning. And immediately I'm like, oh, okay, so this is about, some of the things that I'm already doing. So I was like, well, I already do those things. But more than that, it brings to light or the importance of putting a purpose behind what you're already doing, that you may already be doing. 9 times out of 10, most of us are already doing these things, but we do them sporadically, or they have no linear order or intention behind them. And so what the Miracle Morning does is it actually gets you to start thinking about creating intention behind these things that you do. And then when you do that, they all connect together and they create this miracle, like push. They call it a miracle morning. It's like it just pushes you. I'm telling you guys, it changes your outlook. I am not tripping. I'm not trying to sell you nothing. I'm being real. Like it changes everything. It changes the way you think. It changes the way you treat other people. It changes the energy around you. It changes what comes into your life. Like I am so serious. It sounds simple. It is simple, but it's the intention that's the most important thing. So let me go through some of those things that he discusses in the book, and then I'll tell you guys about what I was doing, okay? Because if you put the purpose behind it, it forms a routine that can really help you focus, get aligned with yourself, and set a true intention for your path, for your day. So I'm pretty sure most people listening or viewing this, you're like, I need to have some kind of direction. We all get to a certain point in our lives and we feel like things are just, I don't know, just not all there. Not saying anything terrible is happening in your life or nothing like that. It's just you feel like something's missing. That to me, I call that the alignment, right? So what this does is it definitely helped me align with my values, with the mission for my life, what the purpose was for my life. All of those things began to fall into alignment. So the concept of the miracle morning, now in the book, he calls it savers, right? So I'll give you these things: the silence, affirmations, visualization, exercise, reading, and scribing. For me, I didn't need the savers, but I did use the savers. I just call it something else. So basically, mine consisted of prayer and meditation. That's the same as silence, right? And then, of course, I use affirmations. I believe in the power of affirmations. I had visualization. I read 30 pages a day consistently. I journal, and I try to get exercise in. Y'all know I don't even like exercise. I really don't. I hate to exercise. So what I do is I dance every morning. I dance. Usually when I wake up, I have a song in my head, and that is what happens. I dance to whatever that song is. If I wake up and it's Earth, Wind, and Fire, which is my favorite group ever, nobody beats the Elements, okay? But I'll put on that music and jam my ass off for like 15, 20 minutes, sometimes 30 minutes. It just depends how much free time I got. And I'll just dance and I'll dance and I'll dance. And before you know it, like you have a sweat going, your body's pumping, everything is cool. So the thing of it is the intention. You set the intention. When you start the morning, most of the things that I said to you guys, you probably have already been doing. The problem is there was no real intention behind it. So what I did was I sat down and said, okay, this is how I'm going to start my day every morning. So the very first thing when I sit up, I don't know if you guys have one of those like Google Minis. I have a Google Mini Pod, and you can set it to say whatever you want it to say, right? So I want to start my day with something positive. So mine wakes me up and it's like, good morning, Kimberly. This is the day that the Lord has made. Let's rejoice and be glad in it. Like it'll say something like that, or it gives me an affirmation. Whatever I type in, whatever I'm feeling, it's going to tell me. And it wakes me up that way. But then even more than that, I immediately go into a state of gratefulness and gratitude. And that's my prayer time. I sit in silence in the darkness before I turn on anything. And I'm just thankful for breath, thankful for my comfortable bed, thankful for the roof over my head. And I'm just thankful, right? So I'm doing that for probably about 15 minutes to 20 minutes. And then my meditation is a serious intentional meditation. And usually the intention that I set for that day for my meditation is simply that I am open and receiving of all the good that Spirit has for me. Like, I make that clear. I'm like, you know what? I am open to all the good that you have for me. I'm expecting something. I'm looking for something from you today. And I make that clear. That's like an intention for me each morning. Then the very next thing I do is I turn on my favorite affirmations, get those going. Well, actually, the next thing I do is visualization. Let me be correct on my routine. I move into visualization after meditation because I feel like after you've meditated, you quieted the mind, you've, slowed down all those barrage of thoughts, right? So take advantage of that time to sit there and visualize what it is you want for your life, what you see for your life. I see myself excelling. I see myself as a media mogul. I see myself doing amazing things, meeting great people, interviewing amazing women. Like all of those things, I see it every morning and I visualize that for my life and for my day. I see myself happy, laughing, eating potato chips. I like potato chips. Don't judge me. But whatever it is that brings me joy, I visualize myself doing that thing. And so I visualize usually about 30 minutes, right? So I get up at 5:30 in the morning. I'm not saying you have to get up at 5:30 a.m. Pick a time that's good for you, but I choose 5:30 because it's the most silent time in my house. I have roommates, and so it is quiet, and I can take in all that peace. I get up, I open the window. Even if it's dark, I still open the window because I just want to see nature. I want to connect to nature. I hear birds chirping or whatever's happening, and I just sit in that silence. I'm visualizing. And then after that, I turn on my affirmations. And while I'm doing affirmations, I'm brushing my teeth. I'm, getting myself together, go downstairs, get some coffee. All the while, positive affirmations about my life are playing, right? I am affirming myself and I am setting the intention for what I am going to have in that day. I am so serious. I have affirmations about my business and success. I make sure that I continuously tell myself I am prosperous. I tell myself how abundant I am. I'm infinitely abundant. I do all of this. And this is why I'm getting my coffee and everything else. Then when I come back upstairs, I sit down and I take out my journal. I begin to write whatever, either from a dream, because I pay attention to dreams. That's on the past couple episodes of the podcast. But I write down a journal, whatever's on my mind, whatever I'm thinking about. And if you meditate before that, you're going to have a lot that comes up. That's why I love to do the meditation right after prayer, go into meditation, then visualization, because now all those things start to connect to one another. And in your journal, you will see you are writing like you got answers that you never even thought you was going to have. But guess what? You got them. And so I write all that stuff down. And then once I've gotten everything out, I sit back, I chill. Affirmations usually still playing. And at this point, I'll turn the affirmations off and I begin to read. And I'll read 30 pages a day. Simple as that. But it is my miracle morning. It is this time allotted in my day that is set aside for me to listen and dwell with self, my highest self. I get to pose any questions, any concerns, any frustrations. All of that good stuff comes out in my miracle morning. And by the time, again, I told y'all, I get up at 5:30. So by the time 9 o'clock rolls in, usually 8:30, I'm done, right? So by the time 9 o'clock rolls in, I am so amped to start my day because of several things. Number one, I'm amped because I know and I am expectant for great things to happen for me that day. So I'm like looking and waiting for what great thing is going to show up for me today. What is it? I don't even know what it's going to be, but I want it and I want it now. So I have that on my mind. And then it's just like everything seems great. Everything feels great, and my perspective changes immediately. And the intention is to find the best of me and tap into it. And when you start tapping into the best of you, we all know we have this untapped potential. And you say you want to get to that. You say you do. But if you really do, you got to be intentional about finding it. And for me, the Miracle Morning helps me find that intention every day. And I get to knock on the door and say, oh my gosh, look at all this purpose I got. Look what I could do. And so I actually begin to use that amazing purpose, and I tap into it. And then the thing is, but you have to decide what your intention is going to be. I know what my intention is. I set the intention to reach my highest self daily. Every day I want to go higher. I want to be better than I was the day before. I want to think different. I want to think from a higher level. I want to see from a higher vantage point. Like, I always want to continuously be learning something. And that's up to you. I'm not saying that has to be your intention. I'm just letting you know what mine is. But ultimately, you have to decide, what is your intention going to be for each day. I think too many of us wake up every day and we take whatever the world gives us. That is waking up and operating from a place of weakness. If you want to be the strong person, you want to be in control of your life, you want to have the power over your life, you know what you got to do? You got to set the intention. You got to say, okay, today, you're going to do this for me. Because you are in dominion of the day. So that's what intention is. Intention is you claiming your dominion, you claiming your power and saying, this is what I want for my day. This is what I want these 12 waking hours to look like, right? If it goes to hell, while you're asleep, that's fine. But our waking hours, I want my waking hours to be joyful. I want my waking hours to be productive. I want my waking hours to be prosperous. I want those things in my waking hours. You have the right to choose what you want. You don't have to be a slave to whatever the day gives you. Okay? I don't know who told you that you did, but you really don't have to be a slave to it. It's a choice. It's an intention. And if you want to have a miracle morning, you can truly have it. Here's another thing I learned about this, though. Your miracle morning happens whenever you rise. So just because I'm saying miracle morning doesn't mean that you can't have a miracle afternoon if that's when you get up, or a miracle night. It's whenever you start your day. Because I know some people have to get up in the middle of the day. They do an afternoon shift or whatever the case may be. Set the tone for your day whenever you rise, and let that be your miracle morning, right? So, you begin to find yourself when you do this. You find yourself excited to grasp this time every day. Because again, it's what I said it was. It's time that you've allotted for yourself. We talk about self-care all the time. So this is like, I'm starting my day with self-care. A lot of times we wait till the weekend for self-care. Why? You done had to operate all week long with no self-care. That's not cool. Give yourself self-care from the moment you rise, right? But I'm telling y'all, it really does change your entire outlook. It changes everything. It changes so much more than I can possibly tell you, because I didn't believe it until I started experiencing it. And my homeboy, he was just like, you're usually really chipper. So what's going on? And I was like, oh, it's nothing. It's cramps. But he noticed the difference. He was like, you have like banging days. Like, what is happening? And I'm like, I am uber excited when I start my day with my miracle morning. So guys, I've told you about this book, I don't know how many times. And sometimes people have resistance to it when I tell them about what time I get up. Again, this is what time I get up, 5:30 in the morning. You don't have to get up at 5:30 in the morning. Just find whenever is the time for you. But guess what? I've talked to people and they be like, 5:30, girl, that's just too much. And then they try it. Not the 5:30, just getting up earlier or whatever, trying to have their miracle morning. And literally 7 days at max, they are like, oh my gosh, everything is awesome. Everything is great. I have a bit, like, they just feel like new people. I'm telling y'all, it's not a joke and it's free. Like, I'm not even trying to sell you anything. I'm really just trying to help you get some real joy that you can grasp. But it really, really works. It really does work. And I was just amazed that, those things that I had already been doing, it just took, something for me to read and say, oh, just put an intention behind them and connect them. Like, that was crazy. That was crazy because that's literally all it took, was put an intention behind it and connect them. Yeah, I'm done, guys. I don't want to keep running your head over it, but I really hope that if nobody else has told you about, the miracle morning, that now that you'll at least attempt it for 7 days. Hell, try for 3. I promise you, them gonna be the best 3 days you've ever had. But seriously, try it. Let me know, how it works out for you, because everybody that I know that I put on to the miracle morning, they've had a great 7 days or however long they're doing it. So I just wanted to leave you guys with that. You know how to hit us up on Instagram at the Dope Black Chick for the Dope Black Chick podcast. And again, let me know if you guys tried the miracle morning. You can hit me up on Instagram. You can hit me up on Facebook. You can hit me up via email, thedopeblackchick@gmail.com. It doesn't matter. Just let me know. I hope that you guys enjoy your miracle morning. Until next time, guys, peace and blessings.